Hello everybody, I'm Rachel. Welcome to my spirit art channel. And spirit art is a form of mediumship in which I can pull in messages from the other side using art. And so in this case, drawing. Because I'm working with dead people, I wanted to share a quote that I'm from this book I'm reading. So I'm reading The Secret Teachings of All the Ages by Manly P. Hall. I mean, seriously, what if your name was Manly, like your first name, like this guy? How would you even deal with that? This is about some of the secret mystery schools, that are totally defunct. People don't need them anymore. But he says, an ancient initiate once said that the living are ruled by the dead. Only those conversant with the Eleusinian concept of life could understand that statement. It means that the majority of people are not ruled by their living spirits, but by their senseless, hence dead, animal personalities. Okay, so what does that mean? It means living people are basically afraid of everything, and so they're really dead. And I've actually heard that quite a bit in the mediumship community, or at least from the spirit world, is that the dead think that the living are actually dead and the dead are alive, because if you're already dead, you're not afraid of death. So that's just how it is. It's the living people that are afraid of death. Even look at the society we live in. Everybody's doing everything, practically everything, out of fear, the fear of dying. The dead community see us like, what are these people doing? Life is short, so enjoy it. Don't be living it in a way that you're afraid. With that being said, let's get into the spirit art drawing. So I have my notes as usual, and then this is the main character here, is this gentleman here. And so this guy either knew Lou Reed, or he potentially was Lou Reed, or he was a music photographer, and Lou Reed was one of the many photographers one of the many musicians that he photographed. And he could have even been a musician himself. Okay, so basically he was like a rock and roller, and he did photography potentially for the Rolling Stones, like the magazine, and he had a bit of a name for himself. Like, he was famous. He's basically a famous photographer, and he hung out with rock stars. And I have to look up like Lou Reed's main photographer, because this could be Lou Reed's main photographer. And I got a few names. One name is Michael. And then I also thought, what if his name is just Lou? And then maybe that's why he was telling me the name Lou, because it's like, that was his name. Who knows? Okay, so I'm going with Michael. I'm going with Michael as a name. Okay, and then famous photographer, musician, was a rock and roller, hung out with the rich and famous, jet setter, did whatever he want, traveled. So I also think that this couple's English. Yeah, so he's kind of coming through with an English accent. I think this is like a pinkish type coat, very fancy. We're talking about the 60s here, late 60s, early 70s type thing, rock and roll culture. Okay, so he has this camera, and his girlfriend is a model, and she is very beautiful, and she's very slender, and I can just see her like being the most gorgeous, elegantly dressed woman with this dark bob. I can see her like with him at a zoo, and he's just taking pictures of other stuff. He's not taking pictures of her. He's actually kind of ignoring her, and he never appreciated her the way she should have been appreciated. And she eventually left him, but she loved him very, very much, and she felt discarded. And he came through because he is trying to console me about a situation that I'm going through. And so he's kind of telling me that men are idiots. That's actually what he's telling me. He said, just because I did it doesn't make it right. But he said it in an English accent, though. He said, that's what he said. He said, just because I ignored someone who was the love of my life and she was heartbroken, it destroyed her, all because I am an idiot. So he literally was calling himself an idiot, like really, really was. Some men are idiots, just plain dumb. This is what he said. These are words from his mouth, and just trying to console me in general, because he was telling me about everything that this woman could have been to him. And like, they were in a relationship for a very long time, and she did not really want to leave him, but she had to end up leaving him because she was like too miserable. You can just see the tears just coming from her eyes. Like, she was never in front of the camera. She was always in the background. She was always in the background of his life. And that's partly why she's colored the way she is, because it's just kind of like receding into the background all the time. She would have done anything for him. And that's really true. I think that she like probably ran errands for him and did all sorts of things. She basically functioned as his wife. She was just so beautiful, so stunning. Like, she was perfect in every way. She had the perfect body. She had the perfect eyes, the perfect hair. She took a perfect photograph. You know, everybody knew her, like in the music community, just because she was famous too. She was a model. Well, I mean, somewhat famous. The names that I got were Michael and Shelley. I also got the name Stella, so I thought, well, maybe she could be her. That could be her name. Her name could be Stella. I wonder if some models have like more than one name, but so Michael also usually wore sunglasses, but he's not wearing sunglasses here. I mean, he's a really cool dude, so he like would walk around in sunglasses and all this stuff. But he did not wear sunglasses here because he was really trying to like connect with me. So he was really trying to like look at me, like from the angle that this was at, he was like looking at me in a certain way, like looking down at me on the desk. So I thought that was really interesting, because like, this is why I think he could have been Lou Reed, because I think Lou Reed, I don't know, he just looks like this type of person. He said she eventually did leave him. This is his quote again. Look at me, I'm an idiot. That's what he said. Okay, so what's the moral of the story here? What is the message? Because I realize that sometimes I just ramble on and like miss the message. But the message is that sometimes men do not appreciate the women in their lives. And so when that happens, it's because the man is an idiot. It's not because the woman did anything wrong. And so he's literally coming through telling me that men are idiots. So are all men idiots? No, I don't think all men are idiots. I'm just saying, like, this particular individual came in to try to console me, and it did kind of work, because it was kind of funny, and he's telling me about idiots. Like, that was like the main word of the night, is men are idiots. Yeah, so it was right. It was right that she left him. I mean, look how miserable she is, really. I mean, look at these eyes. Like, it just tore her up. She can't make him love her. Like, that's not how it works. She can't make him do anything. I mean, she basically did almost everything for him during their relationship, and it's just like not working out. You know, look at her dress. She's very stylish, professional model, like I said, always behind the camera, always being ignored, just always like. He was not that handsome. He was just famous, but she loved him for who he was. She didn't love him because he was like super like gorgeous, because she was, you know, she wasn't into it for his looks. She loved him for legitimately who he was. And like he said, he's an idiot. Okay, so what is the connection here? Why did these people come through to me? Why is he consoling me? You know, I'm not going to get personal. I'm not going to tell you what my story is. Do I ever? No, not really. So I'm not going to tell you my side. It doesn't really matter, because this story is unfortunately a universal story where there is some sort of heartbreak here. One of the partners is ignored, and this guy is an idiot, and they're both dead, and he's coming back to tell me he's an idiot, and there's no excuse for men who behave like idiots. So yeah, I'm gonna go research a little bit about Lou Reed's main photographer, Michael, if there is one named Michael, and then maybe Stella is this person's name, or Shelly. If you have any comments about who these people are, maybe you like Michael's message, maybe it resonates, write it below in the comments. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like and subscribe. Thank you so much, everybody. Thanks for watching. I'll be back with another spirit art video before you know it. Bye.